Hey guys, I know it's been a little while since I did a video, so today I'm going to do a get ready with me for my solo trip, and it's going to be a little chit chat. So first, let me get into my skincare. Oh, I know, since it's been about 4 weeks since I posted a video, this is a new look. You guys will see a little more of it as I do my get ready with me because I gotta kind of fix my hair up as well. Also for the solo date today, we're gonna go to the Dr. Phillips Center in Florida, in Orlando specifically. So there is a band coming out here and they're gonna be doing like a neo soul event at the Dr. Phillips Center. I think it's gonna be like not a concert, but more like a grown and sexy night with neo soul music, and that is my vibe all the way. So it came up across my Instagram, and immediately I was like, oh yeah, this is my vibe, I'm going, you know, why not? I booked the ticket and I got a cute little seat. I'll show you guys more footage when I get there because I've never been there before, but I'm excited. And also I get a lot of questions about like solo traveling, solo dates, and I just wanted to do this chit chat to kind of like talk about that a little more because I do travel and do a lot of things solo, and by choice at sometimes, and because I have to, because I want to. So yeah, I get asked a lot, do I be nervous? Like, what makes me want to do these things solo? So I decided to do a video and we can talk about it. So we're gonna get into skincare first. I'm gonna start with toning my face. So the question that I get asked the most is, what got me into solo traveling? So to be honest with you, solo traveling, oh my God, I started about 10 years ago. I was working at a company and I remember this older lady on my team, and my 30th birthday was approaching, and she had to be like in her early to late 50s, mid 50s. And I asked her, did she remember what she did for her 30th birthday? And she told me, no, she cannot remember what she did for her 30th birthday. And in that moment, I was just like, damn. I don't ever want to not remember what I did for my 30th, you know, at least like for those milestone birthdays. You know, some people have parties. I never really had a party for my birthday, but I want to at least remember, you know, like I'm about to turn 30. If you know what it's like turning 30, you know, like that is all kinds of thoughts is going through your mind. You thinking like, oh my God, I'm getting old. Oh my God, I gotta get my life together. Da, 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 da. So I was just like, I want to at least remember what I did for my 30th birthday. So when she said that, I started thinking like, what can I do? And I had a client who every time she came to get her hair done, she would be going somewhere by herself. So I remember asking her like, you don't go out with nobody else? Like, you do meet people there? Because I just couldn't wrap my head around solo traveling. And she was actually the first person who I knew was doing it. So when the lady told me she couldn't remember what she did, that was the first thing that came to my mind, like, I should take a solo trip. That's very memorable, right? So as I was sitting at my desk, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting at my desk and I went on JetBlue vacations, and I was just looking at their packages, because on JetBlue vacations, they have packages that include the flight and the resort, and the resort be like all inclusive. So if you go on JetBlue vacations, you can choose your destination and then you can see the packages that they have to offer. So I was looking at the packages and I came across one in Mexico. At the time, I don't think I've ever been to Mexico. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna go to Mexico. Oh my gosh, my breath is calling me. So if you know me, I'm the type of person, like if I think about something, 9 times out of 10, I'm doing it, right? So I was thinking about it. I went online. I saw the price. I was like, oh, that's not so bad. Oh my God, you know what? I just got to pull the trigger and think about the rest after. So what I did was I looked at the price and I bought the package that I felt free. That's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I don't want it done this way. Maybe I can put it on the back of my hands. Yeah, let me do that. Oh, yeah. So I looked at the package and I just chose the best one that, you know, I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I just chose the best one. You know, whatever my spirit said go with, that's what I went with. So yeah, so I went ahead and guys, I never did a chit chat, and I'm just gonna act like I'm talking to y'all on the phone, like y'all my friend, you know? Act like I'm on the phone with my homegirl. So all the little pauses and stuff, it's normal. So yeah. Okay, so I looked at the package, saw a package, decent price, bought it. Afterwards, I literally squealed in my chair. Like, I literally was just like, I really did it. You know what I mean? So after that, I went on like reddit.com and then on YouTube. And at the time, TikTok wasn't around. So I just went on like all the blog sources or whatever. And was just reading about traveling solo. I'm sure I probably did a little bit of research, or maybe I just asked enough questions at the time to my friend so that I can get a better idea of, or my client, I should say, just so I could get a better idea of kind of what to expect, you know. But really and truly, I got a lot of my resources from Reddit and all of those websites. So I went to Playa del Carmen, and when I was getting ready to go, I started telling everybody, like, you know, my family and stuff. And at the time, I guess something was happening in Mexico, which I feel like something's always happening in Mexico. So everyone was like, what are you talking about? Especially my father. He was like, what are you talking about? You going to Mexico by yourself, girl? What's wrong with you? He's like, you don't hear what's going on in Mexico? Da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm going to be good. I'm staying on a resort. I know how to act. I'm going to take the proper protocols. I'm going to be okay. And then he was just like, I don't know, what is wrong with you? So, you know, me, I still went, you know, because I didn't allow no one's fear to be projected onto me. And I understood, I took all of those things into consideration, and I understand that everybody was just looking out for me, but at the same time, how would they know? They never did it, you know what I mean? So, and it was my birthday. My birthday's on Christmas. So it really meant so much to me to really do something for my 30th birthday, being that it is on Christmas and everyone's already like occupied, whether it be with their kids, family, and such. So I didn't want to, like I said, not remember what I did for my 30th, and I wanted to do something. So yeah, I went on Fashion Nova, booked all my little outfits and stuff. I got this cute little, it's my 30th birthday bathing suit, girl, and I booked the excursions. I did ATV riding. So let me tell y'all first, back it up. When I got to the resort from the shuttle, so when you travel solo, right? Here's some tea. When you travel solo, you don't tell people that you're solo when you're there. You know what I mean? I don't care who it is. It could be the hotel receptionist, whatever. It doesn't matter. Don't tell anyone that you're solo. Like, tell them, no, my friend is meeting me here, or I have company coming. Never say you're solo, you know what I mean? Just for your own protection and security. So when I got there and I was getting off the shuttle, I'm so glad it worked out like this, because I'm not like an on-site liar. Like, I can't just lie on site right there like that, right? So I didn't want to have to do that. But when I got off the shuttle, the guy was like, oh, welcome, Venice, because they knew that I was coming. So they was like, welcome, Venice. That's the glow serum that I accidentally put on first. So he was like, welcome, Venice. And I was just like, hello, it's me. I'm joking. And then he was just like, you must be with the wedding party. And I was just like, yes, I am. Then he was just like, okay, let me show you to your room. So he showed me to my room and stuff. And I was just like, ooh, that was smooth. I didn't even have to say nothing. Like, he greeted me. He was just like, yeah, I've seen a lot of your friends and family here. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I think there's more of us coming or whatever. He was like, yeah, you guys been coming in different days, whatever. So I just went with the flow, right? So as the time went on, I never stayed at a resort at the time. So I didn't know that those were the people you were going to see all the time, you know. So eventually they're going to know that I'm not with the wedding party. I just went with the flow. So the next day, I seen like on people's doors, Like if it was their birthday, they had little sachets on their doors. So I had called the front desk and asked and requested, like, on my birthday, I have a sachet on my door as well. And they did that, and it was so special. Like, that trip was like the best experience ever. I did ATV, I did zip lining, I did not do the cenotes, but I booked my excursions just like I would if it was a group of us, or if it was like another person on the trip with me. And I was able to, I got a massage. Like, I actually got more being by myself. I feel like my massage was free because it was my birthday. On my birthday, they did put the sachet on my door. They also brought me a bottle of champagne inside my room, and it was like a little cake in there too, 2 glasses, because they thought I was with someone. And it was just like the best experience ever, okay? And then eventually, they obviously knew I was by myself because everything I was doing on the resort was solo. On the night of my birthday, they had like a Christmas dinner, and you know, I still dressed like I'm on vacation. Like, I did not like try to shrink myself. I did not try to hide myself. Like, I wore my outfits. I was dressed, okay? I wore the bathing suit. I wore the cover up. I had my little selfie sticks. At the time, selfie sticks was like that thing. And I was still like present in the moment and just enjoying everything. And I was just present, and I just loved every bit of it. So I highly recommend doing a solo trip at least once. Obviously, do your research on the location and where you're gonna go, and just follow the proper protocols. Like, tell a trusted friend or family where you're staying. Say no to strangers. I'm gonna tell y'all that, and that's another story. But say no to strangers. Don't tell people that you're there solo. You know, just enjoy yourself. It's none of their business. If they figure out, obviously, that you're there by yourself, that's on them. That's because they figured it out. That's not because you told them. You know what I mean? So you just got to stay 10 steps ahead of them and protect yourself. So I still did everything that I wanted to do. So on the night of my birthday, they had the dinner, right? Hold on, I'm looking for my eyebrow pencil, y'all. Like a Christmas dinner. It was so beautiful. It was so cute. And again, that was my first time traveling outside the country on my birthday. So experiencing Christmas outside of the country kind of set a new bar for me. I was just like, oh, I have to do Christmas outside the country, because it was just different. Like, the weather, it was just different. Like, not the traditional way that I used to, you know, enjoying Christmas. It was just different. Like, I feel like it was more of my birthday than it was Christmas. I mean, it was Christmas, but you know what I mean. Well, I don't know if you know what I mean, but I felt like it was more about me, okay? Having a birthday on Christmas is a blessing, but I grew to enjoy that blessing, or to look at it as a blessing, because before I used to feel like, damn, it's so unfair. You know what I mean? My birthday's on Christmas. Everybody's getting gifts on my birthday. Da, 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 da. Nobody could do anything with me. I feel like my birthdays kind of get lost in the sauce. And it's Jesus is the reason for the season, but it's all about me and Jesus. So I can only imagine that's probably how Jesus felt or feels when people just be out here just buying gifts and doing this and the third. Maybe he'd be like, oh my God, y'all just forgot that it's about me. I'm not Jesus, but I be feeling him. I understand what you mean. I can't talk while I do my impulse. Okay, so I enjoyed that experience of spending Christmas outside the country. So at the dinner, it was kind of like, obviously I felt like I was the only person there solo. So at the dinner, everybody was with their family around tables. And here I go, looking real cute like the birthday girl should. And I'm like sashaying out there or whatever. And I just caught myself at a table with a family, child. The family, I think they was from, I don't know where it was from, but let's just say it was from Russia, right? It was from a different country. They had an accent. They were amazing. They were beautiful people. Like, they were very nice. And that's another thing. When you travel solo, you really get to learn a lot about yourself. You engage and interact with people that you probably would not on a regular basis, because it's just like life, you know, but you're there and they're there. And it's like you already are sharing similar, you know, environments and interests, traveling. So it's like we can talk about little small talks, and before you know it, like, oh, girl, you're cool, you know? But anyway, so the family was there, and I grabbed my food and I was there, and then they eventually started talking to me, and I guess they had more family that was sitting at another table. So at the end, when everybody was leaving, they asked me, did I want to come over to the table where their other family was? And I said, sure. So I went over there and I met the rest of the family. They were so nice. I told them it was my birthday because I wouldn't be me if I didn't remind people it's my birthday. So I told them it was my birthday, and they were like, oh my God, we gotta do something. Let's go to the bar, da 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 da. So they had like a little lounge there, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the lounge later tonight. If y'all wanna meet me there, y'all can. And they did. They sure did, y'all. They met me there at 12 o'clock, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. We had a ball. We was dancing. It was just really nice, you know? And then after that, I went to my room, and I took my shower, and I got into bed, and I was just like, God, this is such an amazing experience. And I probably said that so many times in this video, but I just want to emphasize how amazing it is to really enjoy your own company, okay? So I was just like, this is such an amazing experience. So the next day, this is like the last night that I'm there. The next day was like the last night that I was there, right? Guys, I was feeling the solo traveling too much because my behind, okay, so I went to dinner in the hotel. Everything was on the resort. I didn't leave the resort for anything. So the last night I was feeling a little froggy, and I was just like, you know, I might as well leave the resort because I'm having a ball. This solo thing, I got it down pack. It's fun. I can do this. I'm not worried. So I went on one of the blogs again, and I kind of just looked up tips on how to like leave the resort solo, you know what I mean? And I wanted to go to the club, and the club, I think it was called Coco Bongo. If you've ever been to Mexico, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I looked up how to do that solo, you know, because I'm actually leaving a resort. Like, traveling solo and staying in one location is one thing, but when you leaving and you starting to explore in the city, that's another thing. So I looked it up. When I tell y'all, hold on. When I tell y'all, my stomach was getting so nervous. Okay, I had butterflies in my stomach because I was just like, oh my God, I'm leaving the resort. Oh my God, you know. So I did it anyways. I was just like, I did not come all the way out here just to not leave the resort. I really did, but it was the inner voice that was like, girl, you're doing it. You got this. It's not on you, it's in you. So I left the resort, y'all. I went to the club. So this is what it said, right? Basically, it said there's a shuttle the shuttle picks me up, right? So I get in the shuttle. It said make friends with someone on the shuttle. So the shuttle is like a shuttle that picks other people up from other hotels going to the same destination. So here I am sitting on the bus, and I'm literally looking for who I'm gonna make friends with because we're doing this, right? So I'm literally on the bus, and there was a couple that came on, a Caucasian couple, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make friends with them because they sat like right next to me on the bus or whatever. So we was on the bus. I didn't say anything to them on the bus. So when we got off the bus, they were walking ahead of me, and they were talking and laughing, and you know, it was a very small sidewalk. So I was kind of like, it looked like I was with them, but I wasn't. And then we ended up going to the same location, obviously. So as we're on the line, they start doing like a selfie. Here I go. I'm over here photobombing, okay? So we started laughing. I was like, oh my God, that's cute. And they was like, oh, that's funny. Da, da, da. So then as soon as on the walk-in, you get like a shot of tequila. So I got my shot, and then the guy, he asked if we were together. And I was just like, yeah. I mean, I don't think I said yeah. I don't really remember how that went. But long story short, after that, we were kind of like laughing, and we ended up being together. So we ended up going in a section together and everything, right? And it was so cool. And I thought me and the girl was like for the night, you know what I mean? I mean, we kind of was. I even got a picture. I literally I have a souvenir, and it's a picture with her, okay? I might insert it here, but obviously gonna block her out. But yeah, I literally took a picture with the girl because we was hanging last that night, and we was having a ball, you know. And I think I got a little carried away because my phone, it died, right? Mind you, we were supposed to go back to the location of the shuttle at a certain time, and I had way too many drinks. They were like buying drinks, and I was taking the drinks. So I was not following what the sources said to do. So long story short, I went to the bathroom after the party. She went too. At this point, we're a little tipsy or whatever. Guys, what I'm using is the Danessa Myricks products. So I'm gonna leave a list of everything down in the description box below. This is a chit chat, so I'm not necessarily showing everything, but I'm trying my best to show things as I use it. So this is the blurring balm. So this is my second time using it, and sorry, this is my no makeup look. This is the no makeup look. So the blurring balm, you just put it on your T-zones and it just gives you like an airbrush finish. And yeah, I put it over all the products that I originally put it. So it was like the glowing serum, and it was like a little kit that came in this little bag, and I think it was about $35. And I think it's a great way to test these products out because I've seen them and heard great things about them, but I personally have never used them before. So yeah, I think you should go to Sephora and pick you up one and just test it out. I see what it's doing. I like it. And I'm just here for it. I've heard great things about her products, Black owned, and so far so good. So anyways, I went to the bathroom. She was a little tipsy. I was definitely a little tipsy. And yeah, I'm expecting the girl to I'm expecting us, not the girl. I'm expecting us at this point to be like that, you know what I mean? I'm a girl's girl. So we go out, I'm waiting for you at the bathroom. I'm not leaving without you, blah, blah, blah. So I'm expecting her to be on the same page as me, you know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking like, in the club, we all fam, you know what I mean? So I come out, shorty love. Yeah, shorty love. I'm so tipsy, I left my phone in the bathroom, right? Mind you, my phone was dead. So I'm so tipsy and greedy that after I left out the club, I went to get some tacos. And upon going to get some tacos, I realized, oh shit, where's my phone? So I had to rush back to the club. And as I got back to the club, they let me in, but I had to go through the rigmarole to actually get my phone. You know what I mean? They had to make sure that it was my phone. Mind you, my phone is dead. So I don't know how we was going to really do that. I'm just describing the phone. I'm like, yeah, it's my phone. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm in Mexico, so they don't really speak the best of English at the time as well, where I was at. So it was just like frustrating, to say the least. So I got my phone. Finally, I think I'm doing too much blush. So I got the phone. I'm rushing, y'all. I'm trying not to be late. We almost done with this. Get ready with me. So I got the phone and phone was dead. So I was just trying to rush back to go catch my shuttle. You know what I mean? I don't know what time it is. I mean, I'm sure I asked somebody eventually, but it was dark outside. I didn't know what time it was. I was a little tipsy. I got my tacos though, but she left me. I was just lost. I remembered where I walked, but that's not the point. The point is that we didn't come together, but you know, we kind of got on the shuttle together, and I'm thinking that that's my girl for the night, you know? So I was a little disappointed. I'm like, damn, she just left me. Okay, anyways. I get there, shuttle's gone. Yes, shuttle was gone. I could have cried. My phone was dead, shuttle gone. And it's kind of like a little station. Y'all think I did too much? I think it's okay. I'm not gonna do too much on this. So it's kind of like a little station where there was like the highlight that I used. I get this from the Beauty Spot store. I love it down. It's my girl. Y'all be seeing the cheeks glowing. That's my girl. And then I use the e.l.f. liquid blush. And then over that, I use I think this was Kiss, the same brand as that one or something else maybe. And I think it's like Ruby Kiss or something like that. So yeah, phone dead. I ended up, long story short, having to take a cab. So mind you, I keep saying the phone was dead because I need y'all to understand. I didn't have a portable charger. I'm getting in a cab. The hotel had to be at least a good 30-something minutes away, okay? So if you're traveling solo, tip number, whatever number we on, make sure you write this down. Do not be getting drunk. Do not to rely on strangers to be your friend. I don't care where you're at, the club, nothing. I don't care. Like, people are worried about them damn self, and that's okay, as you should be. If that's what you do, whatever. But for me, I feel like I'd be too loyal. Like, I would never leave Shorty by herself. I don't care if we don't know each other. Like, I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Yes, I probably would have been like concerned about the shuttle, but I would have been telling you, like, girl, we gotta get back on that shuttle. Hurry up, come on. You know what I mean? So the fact that she left me, I ain't gonna hold you. I felt some type of way. We have followed each other on Facebook and everything. I unfollowed Shorty and everything, cause like, girl, we don't do that where I'm from. Like, we don't do that. So anyways, I got in the cab, and if you know me, you know, after the club, I be asleep. I fall asleep in the car. Matter of fact, not even just after the club, because I don't even be going to the club like that. I just be falling asleep, especially after a certain time. I'm tired. So I'm in the cab, and guys, I fell asleep. Sure did. Fell asleep. I couldn't tell you if we got on the highway, my way, byway. I don't know. All I know is that I pulled up in front of the resort, and the same guy who greeted me when I first got there, he was like, "Welcome back, Venice." When I heard that, it was like the gates of heaven. It was like the angels singing, because in that moment, I knew I messed up. In that moment, I knew, like, girl, you fell asleep. It just happened. I didn't plan to fall asleep. It just happened. But in that moment, I realized what I did, you know? So hearing him say, "Welcome back, Venice," was just like a wake-up call, you know? And I got back. I had to go to the ATM to go get money for the cab. I went to the ATM inside the resort and gave the man the money. And I was like, I've never been so happy to get back to a hotel room. I was so happy. I thanked God. I thanked God the most the next day when I woke up in the hotel, and I was just like, God, thank you so much. Because as I reflected back on the night, I was just like, oh my God, I had so much fun. And then I was just like, oh my God, I fell asleep. And I was like, God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your protection. Thank you, you know. And then I was over there with my glasses on, and I remember walking around the resort. I went to the pool because I was leaving that morning or that afternoon or whatever. And I was there, and I remember saying, sunglasses and Advil last night was mad real. If y'all know, back then, I forgot who says that, but that was the terminology or the slang people were saying when they would go out and have a good night. Sunglasses and Advil last night was mad real. So I remember saying that, you know, because it was so fun. I had so much fun. But I'm grateful that I'm alive to tell that story. So I would say that was my first experience traveling solo, and I absolutely loved it, in spite of my poor decision to go to the club and like get drunk to the point where I missed the shuttle, had to take a cab, you know, because here my family go telling me all these things. Like, the grace of God and his protection was with me that night, that trip, period. So like, you just gotta trust God, you know, follow your heart, trust God. As long as you're doing things with a clean and pure heart, you ain't stealing the money to go on the trip, you working hard, you know, you working hard for your earnings. Go take your trip. Yeah, take your trip. You're gonna have a ball. You're gonna have a good time. Just don't do the last part that I did. Everything else, do it and do it up. You know what I mean? Have fun, meet new people, stay at a lit resort, like whatever it is, have fun, girl, do you. But that was my introduction to doing things solo. After that, I really kind of just got this big like courage to just do more things solo. My second solo trip was actually to Africa. It was to Ghana, but that I actually did it with a a travel group. So it wasn't like 100% solo. I didn't know anyone on the trip. I met everyone for the first time on that trip. However, I actually think that that's also another great way to be able to travel solo and meet, again, like-minded individuals that share the same interests as you. So that's a great way. I mean, it's orchestrated. The company that I had traveled with was Jet Black Travels. I'll leave their information down below as well. And everything was organized. It was structured. I'm a structured itinerary girly. You know what I mean? Like, everything doesn't have to be itinerary like based, but we have to have some type of structure, at least for the first couple of days, you know? So I'm that type of person. So the way that that trip was planned out, oh baby, you don't have no breaks. I mean, you do have breaks, but when I say breaks, I mean like it's all gas. Like it's always something to do. Like you do get a free day. Like the way they plan their stuff out, they give you the option to explore. Because at the end of the day, you are traveling. Most people are traveling by themselves. So they still give you that freedom to explore whatever location you're at on your own, which I love, because when I travel, I want that. I need that because I just need that. Again, that traveling solo trip, that first solo trip did it for me. So I need that. My edge control is, my hair is wet, that's why. But yeah, that was a amazing trip. But yeah, I would definitely highly recommend. So tonight's not a trip, but it is me going out. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an introduction of how I kind of got into doing that. And I just feel like when you travel solo, you just learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your, about people. You get to meet and mingle with new people. So you are like putting yourself out there, and it's a beautiful thing to witness for yourself, especially if you're not used to it. It's just like, try it. And you don't have to jump off the cliff and do a trip. You can just do a dinner. I love saying table for one. I mean, I love saying table for two, but I love saying a table for one as far as I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. I don't feel like, oh, they're judging me. They probably think I'm lonely. Like, no, they don't think I'm lonely. I think it's so common. Like, I will go to the bar. And I never used to be a bar girl. I used to feel like, oh, I remember I used to work, at this location with this guy. He was like much older than me or whatever, and he was just saying like, oh, just go to the bar. And I'm like, I'm not going to the bar so people could look at me and be like, oh, she by herself and she lonely. Hell no. You know, that's how I looked at it at first. And I was like 20 something though at the time, so of course, granted. But now I just feel like I don't like waiting on people to do things. So I don't like waiting or relying on others for my own enjoyment. That is my first experience. And if you have traveled solo before, I would love to hear your first experience traveling solo. Tell me, drop it down below. Like, encourage also someone else who's thinking about traveling solo. And yeah, just spread your wings and fly, baby girl, baby boy, whatever it is. Like, step out there on faith and have fun. Enjoy yourself. You'd be surprised who you really are when no one's watching. You'd be surprised who you really are when your friends and family's not around. You'd be surprised who you are when you encounter strangers. You know what I mean? You might think you're introverted, but then you might realize you're an ambivert. Like, you really do enjoy vibes, but you don't want to be everywhere under everybody. You might just want to be by yourself, or you might just want to just be, you know what I mean? So you be surprised on a lot of things when you travel by yourself. So tonight I am excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited that I'm happy that I bought the ticket, because I remember when I was like in my 20s, I love spoken word poetry, and I used to always want to go to like a poetry slam or something like that. And I remember I used to invite my coworkers and they couldn't go, and I'd be like, man, y'all gotta come, and I never went. I didn't go until I moved to Florida, and I went by myself, and it was fun. It was exactly what I thought it would be in person, and even better. So just do it. Just do it. Just do it. The hair is done. This is the makeup, no makeup look. So I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing, child. I think I'm gonna put some lashes on. What y'all think? Should I put some lashes on, or should I just do my mascara? I think I'm gonna just do mascara. I don't want to put no lashes on right now. I thought I was, but I don't feel like it. So I'm gonna just do me some mascara and plus I'm rushing. I gotta be out of here. I'm gonna show you guys my outfit. Like when I say date night, the same effort that you would put into your outfit if you're going on a date with a man, yeah, we put the same effort in for ourselves, baby. Yeah, no half-stepping, okay? Show up 100% for you. And also sets the standards and the bar high, because if I show up for myself in this way, baby, you shouldn't be accepting less. I shouldn't be accepting less. Okay, we've all been there before though. Hey guys, well, thank you so much for sticking around, watching or listening to my chit chat. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, drop, your experience with solo traveling down below. I do have moles here, guys, but we enhance our moles around here. I have another one too. I have a couple. But yeah, stay tuned for the pics, and I'll record what it's looking like on the inside, okay? All right.